Good evening. Welcome to today's session on forensic report writing standards. I'm very sorry because I'm late about 27 minutes. This was due to some commitments. So I think you'll be able to put in the remaining minutes, that is 33 minutes, and then we adjourn until tomorrow evening, because in that 2 minutes time we will not be able to complete everything. But I will be able to complete part 1 of today's session. So welcome. You can be posting your comments on the comments section, comments and questions, as I continue excuse me, as I continue with this discussion. From the screen you can see that today we are discussing forensic report writing standards. I don't know what comes to your mind when you see this topic, especially the standards. I don't know what comes to your mind, but we are going to see shortly that these are the rules and procedures that are used in doing the report in such a way that it is perfect, it is flawless, and it expresses what was done during the investigation. Let us do the definitions. First, we start with forensic. What is forensic? Forensic refers to anything done with an aim to presentation to court or used by a court of law. So anything where you see forensic attached must belong to the court, or must be done, or must have been done for the use of the court or presentation to a court of law or to a disciplinary committee, which is a kind of a legal process. So when you hear about forensic accounting, forensic auditing, forensic investigation, forensic engineering, excuse me, excuse me, forensic psychology, forensic chemist, anything forensic report, excuse me, all this belongs to the court. Excuse me for a minute. Excuse me. Let us resume. I was saying that when you hear anything to do with forensics, you must know and understand that belongs to presentation to a court or a disciplinary process, which is kind of a legal process. Number two, report. In the context of forensic investigation, a report is a narration of what the investigator did, the investigative procedures and tests carried out, the findings and finally the recommendations or expert opinions based thereon. So what I'm saying is that the report is what expresses what was done in the forensic investigation process and the conclusions that were arrived therefrom. Standards. In this context, that is the context of forensic investigation, standards are the measures, requirements, and or norms for quality in report writing. In the context of forensic report, this will refer to the flawlessness of the report or the factors that will contribute to the report being seen as impeccable and without mistakes. The standards, therefore, are as follows, and I'm going to discuss 12 standards that apply to forensic reports. Number one, unbiasedness. The report must be free from bias and must be seen to be very objective. It should state facts as they are as per the investigation findings and mixed with any unnecessary sentiments. Number two, clearness. The forensic report should narrate clearly the procedures, tests, interviews carried out, and the findings therefrom. Number three, systematic. We said from the definition of the forensic investigation that the forensic investigation is a systematic process or inquiry that is aimed at gathering evidence either to support an allegation or to dispel the allegation. And therefore, if the investigation process is systematic, it therefore follows without many questions that the report must also be systematic in its narration of what the investigative team did from start to conclusions and recommendations. Next, timeliness. It has to be done shortly after the conclusion of the investigation so that the investigators forget nothing. Human memory fades with time. And as you know, when the investigators are carrying out their work, they will be doing some reports in shorthand notes so that they can catch up, especially during interviewing. And therefore, if much time elapses before a report is put into black and white, then there is a possibility of the investigators forgetting the details. Therefore, timeliness must be demonstrated. That is, the report must be done shortly after the conclusion of the investigation. Number five, relevance of content. Inclusion of the content that is only relevant to the case under investigation. No straying, no putting irrelevant information or reports or findings in the report. Number six, readability. The report should be done in a language that is easy to read even by common man. The common man or a layman here refers even to the courtroom staff, including the magistrates and judges, because they are not professionals in investigation. They are only professionals in matters of law, but they are not trained in the investigation process. And therefore, the report should be able to be read and be understood by them, as well as the people from the common world, the outside world, the laymen. Understandability. Number 7 is closely related to number 6, because readability goes hand in hand with understandability. The investigation team must express themselves in such a manner as to be understood even by investigation laymen. The investigation laymen, as I have already explained, may include the participants in the court process, those who are not specifically trained and experienced in matters of investigation, forensic investigation. Next, number 8, brevity. The report should be brief, avoiding excess and unnecessary wordings. Well thought out summaries of findings, conclusions, and recommendations are required. Brief and straight to the point, and this brings us to point number 9, preciseness. Forensic investigation presented must be straight to the point. No beating about the bush. The facts should be laid out as they are. Number 10, truthfulness. The narration of the evidence correction must be accurate, and also the information put in the report, every point in the report must be truthfully supported. Anything reported in the report as a finding or anything must be supported by an expert or a witness statement or witness or suspect confession. For example, we say that X confessed. There must be supporting document in terms of a confessed suspect confession statement. You should not put any point down in formal findings without having proper supporting evidence. That is what I mean, truthfulness. There must be truthfulness, and anything truthful must be supported. Free from ambiguity. Free from ambiguity. This means that no information in the report should be capable of double or triple or even several interpretations. Several interpretations will lead to confusion, and if there is confusion, then your report is not valid. Your report is not credible, and therefore may bring more questions than it is supposed to explain clearly the facts and your findings so that the court may understand. It may confuse the court more instead of helping the court to understand the facts, to understand the evidence, and therefore be able to decide whether the suspects in court are guilty or not. Next, professional jargon free. The forensic report should be free from professional jargons, and if some of the jargons must be used, their interpretation in simple and precise language must be included, especially in the contents to the report. The report should have contents, and therefore, if any jargon in the report is used, then it must be explained not only on the contents or on the definitions of the words used in the report, but also on the body of the report. The jargons must be explained so that those reading the report may able to understand it, and interpret the findings therein precisely. So precise language must be used, not technical jargon, because the people to whom the report is being presented, even to the client and even to the courts, are not technical and might not understand the technical jargons of your profession, your investigation profession. If the above standards are not followed so as to make the report impeccable, then the lead investigator and the investigation team in their entirety will have themselves to blame when the errors in the report are picked and used against them. You must understand at this point that the forensic investigation report is under private and confidential cover as long as the court has not asked for it. You may do your investigation and the report to the client under private and confidential cover. That is restricting the client from distributing the report to unnecessarily and to inappropriate people inside and outside the organization. But what you must understand is that a forensic report must end up in a court of law in one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Why? The client will promise to keep it secret and private, but if the person who is subject to termination, as by your recommendations after disciplinary hearings, might feel that he has been dismissed unfairly, and therefore this person will take your client to a court of law for wrongful dismissal. And do you know what the evidence will be? The evidence will be your report, and therefore the court will subpoena your client to produce the report which led to his wrongful dismissal. And that is how the report will end up in the court of law, whether you like it, whether the client like it or not. If the client will not hand it over to the prosecution, the person affected by your findings and that person who has been summarily dismissed as per your findings will find it in court. Will have to go to court, and then the court will subpoena the client to produce the report in court as evidence, and therefore you will find yourself summoned to go to court to report on your findings and explain exactly what you found out that led to the dismissal of the of the staff. And therefore, the time you take in doing the report properly, following all the law, following our best practices in investigation, will be time that is worthwhile. Even the time that you will invest in ensuring that your report is flowing faultlessly will be worthwhile, because it will come to protect you. It will come to show you as a seasoned and properly trained and experienced professional. It will promote you. But if the contrary is true, your report is not good, your report is not flawless, your report is not making sense, then once it is picked and serialized on all media, including social media, and all your errors highlighted properly, you will be destroyed completely. So the report will help to destroy you completely. That is the end of this short presentation. If you have any question, you can ask. That is the end of this short presentation on the standards of forensic report writing. If you have any question or a comment to do, you have now the time, almost 12 minutes, so that we wind up, and then we meet tomorrow. We meet tomorrow at 7 exactly to complete the remaining part, the features of good forensic report. We will discuss the features of good forensic report tomorrow as a continuation of today's presentation. Sedie Gase is with us, and he's saying, that is what he's saying. He's actually saying greetings to me from Nigeria. He's a person from Nigeria. He's a Nigerian. If he's not from Nigeria, you should know that he's a Nigerian. Hi, Oga. That is the way how they greet a senior person. Thank you very much for that greeting and for indicating that you are in the meeting. Anyone else in the meeting? Let us recognize you as you prepare to ask questions and also make comments on this small session of today. It has taken us about 22 minutes, and we still have 11 minutes to make it 33 minutes, and that was the maximum minutes that remained after I came in late. Your time. This is your time. You have 11 minutes to make a comment generally or specifically directed to today's session. I can see there's another person who has joined us. Please indicate on the comment section. Indicate your name and the country from where you are coming from, and also indicate your comments and all questions, the questions you might be having for clarity. Any question that you may be having, generally touching on the forensic investigation. Sadie Gase, I am from South Africa. Thank you. He's from South Africa, but he has greeted me using Nigerian language. That's why I presume that he might be coming from Nigeria. He could be a Nigerian, but residing in South Africa. So currently, Zedie Gashe is from South Africa. Thank you. Say hi to South Africans. Another person with a comment, please do not be in the meeting and leave without making any comment. It is not very good. Talk to me. Talk to me as your trainer, and even ask me what plans we have on this channel. What I can tell you is that when you go to the IICYP channel, which is also called the IICYP Forensics Virtual Academy, if you go there, you will see that we have another. When you click and arrive, we see that we have another session, the 7th session, scheduled for 9th of July from 7 p.m. I can put the link there if you are not able to access it from the channel. I can put it there for you so that you can keep tracking the time countdown. Be tracking the time countdown from this link, that link on the screen. When you click on that link on the screen, when you click on it, I don't know where it went. When you click on that link on the screen, all the time you will be seeing the time countdown. You can trace the time even to the last minute so that you do not get late in attending to this great discussion that will take place on Sunday evening. We will discuss the questions outlined or attached to the scheduled presentation and also answer any question that may rise up during the discussion. It will be a free discussion. Anyone who attends that meeting will be expected to either ask a question or contribute in terms of comment. No lecture will be done like I have done today and I'm going to do tomorrow. So thank you for preparing to participate. Research on the questions that are outlined on the scheduled presentation, so that when you come to the meeting, if you find any gaps, you find anywhere you do not understand well, you can ask the question for further clarification or make a comment that will go to answer the question. Any comment? We still have 6 minutes. I can see people leaving. Do not leave. Do not leave before the presentation comes to an end. Any question or a comment? Setie Gashi, what do you say? What are you saying? Do you have anything to say? Gaze, can I give you the link so that you join the studio and talk to me face to face? This is the link. This is the link here. Use that link to request to join the request to join the studio and then talk to me face to face. That is the link. If you want to talk to me face to face in the studio, request to join, and then I will allow you into the studio so that you talk to me live. Because as it is now, I'm not seeing you. Sedie Gase, are you around? Are you willing to talk to me face to face? If not, just ask a question or make a comment as we wind up. We have 5 minutes to wind up. Do not leave this minute to go. Ask anything about IICFIP. Ask anything about forensic investigation. And then I will explain. We are also having a conference, the 8th IICFIP Global Forensic Investigation Conference and Exhibition that will take place in Johannesburg as the Joburg Tourism. We'll be having the conference there as from the 16th to 18th of July 2024. So prepare. We are coming to South Africa. ZDA Gasi. We are coming there. We wish that we'll be able to reach there and meet and talk face to face. So we'll be having the conference on the 16th to the 18th of July 2024. So be preparing. Start registering early so that you are not convenienced in the last minute. The conference is going to be like no other. This is going to be a very good conference that is going to have representatives coming from the USA, coming from South America, coming from Europe, coming from Asia, coming from Africa. And I think Africa, we will be the majority, especially those coming from Southern Africa, because of ease of traveling. I expect the Southern Africans to patronage the conference. Ask anything concerning IICFIP. We still have 3 minutes. Do not keep quiet in the meeting. I can see said dear guys, I said thank you. Very good. This is very good participation. You started by greeting me, and now you are thanking me for the presentation. This is very good participation. Never join a meeting like this and then you go without talking or making any comment. It is not very good. It means if you keep quiet like that, it means that you are not taking your participation serious. There are some people in the room who have not indicated their names and where they are coming from. I don't know why, but you are allowed, it is your right to participate anonymously without indicating your name or without commenting, but it is not the best way to run. The best way to run is to either ask a question for clarification or make a comment. And a comment may be an addition or a subtraction because no one, including myself, in is a monopoly of knowledge in, as far as forensic investigation is concerned. So if you feel that any of the points are discussed are not right to the point, they are not correct, you can correct and then give your correct point. That is allowed. That is allowed, and me as a scholar, I am always ready to be to be corrected by my students like you. Always ready to be corrected because that is the the right thing to do by a scholar, an honest scholar. We have 1 minute. Anything to say in winding up? Who has not participated? So that you say something in winding up. I'm winding up in the next 30 seconds. Anything to say? Anything? Okay, thank you very much and may God bless you. Please be following us on the channel, replaying the recorded sessions and listening to what we had to say so that you keep on learning and mastering the content of forensic investigation. Bye bye.